Starting a business in college was probably one of the best decisions that I've made in my life. And to be honest, it's taken me so many places. It's allowed me the financial freedom to be able to travel with my friends. It's given me the ability to work at the times that I want to work. And it's also given me this mindset in life for what I need to do to be successful, what I need to do to stay on track, and this roadmap for my future ahead. And on top of all that, it earns me a great deal of income. Starting my business has not always been all these rainbows and sparkles and amazing things in my life. In fact, I've struggled a lot running this business in college, and that's why I'm making this video. Because I know that there's other college students out there that right now are thinking of starting a business, or maybe they started a business and they kind of are facing these same struggles that I have faced in the past. My name is Zeke Sturt. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If it's your first time watching, this is my first video, so welcome. I'm a 20-year-old entrepreneur, small business owner, and college student studying finance at the University of South Florida. And this channel is all about business, finance, networking, and just being a college student and also business owner. I know there's not a lot of y'all, but there is a lot of college students and there is a lot of business owners, and I think a lot of the information that I give in these videos may be valuable even if you're not a college student business owner. Number one, probably my biggest struggle, it is difficult to manage classes and work at the same time. This is something that I've heard time and time again. It's something that everybody told me before I started college. They said, Zeke, don't start this business before college because then you're gonna have difficulty actually focusing on your schoolwork. And I kind of brushed them off. I said, oh, that's BS, that's not true. As long as I lock in, as long as I manage my time correctly, I'll be able to do it. Trust me, it's very difficult to do. And to be honest, it even costed me my degree almost, which I'll get into soon. But when I first started college, things were pretty easy, pretty laid back, but college gets difficult very quickly. And no matter what major you choose to do, college is difficult. And one thing I noticed is I had gotten used to planning my time in a certain way to where, in high school at least, after school, after I come back from classes, I would go to the gym. And if I had some work to do in my business, I would do that work. But in college, you have so much more free time. And in that free time, you think you can spend so much more of it actually focusing on your business, when the reality is you should be studying, and you have a lot less of a rigid momentum to where nobody's looking over your head saying, hey, you need to study for this test, you need to study for that event. In reality, it's up to you to be able to manage your time. And if you're not able to correctly manage your time and focus it on studying alongside your business, you're really gonna struggle. So a quick story about what happened to me is I got into college and I decided to study electrical engineering. Now, electrical engineering is difficult, don't get me wrong. It's very difficult for everybody, and I knew that it was difficult going in. My business being a photo-based business, it kind of relied on me. At the time, I didn't have an employee. So a memorable moment is when I took Calc 2 over the summer. It's a very difficult class, and I missed one of my classes right before a test, and that class was a review session class. And I told my teacher, I said, hey, I'm gonna be missing the next class, I'm so sorry. And she said, don't apologize to me, apologize to yourself. And I thought about that in my head a lot, but then I thought in my head, I'm missing this class to make $1,800 at the shoot. Like, I think I'll be fine. Well, long story short, I missed that class and I failed the test. I did awful in that test. And looking back at that, that may have just been one test, but I've made decisions like that over and over again where I said, hey, I'm just gonna skip this class, or hey, I'm gonna skip this study session, or hey, I'm not gonna spend as much time studying because I need to do this, this, and this for my business. And although my business is very successful, that has caused me to really struggle in engineering. And what ended up happening actually is quite sad, because I ended up actually failing engineering because I couldn't do calc. I failed calc twice over and over again. And maybe it's a little bit because I'm a little dumb, but that is something that, looking back at it, is kind of huge. I was able to switch my major to business, and I'm actually very happy in business. I'm studying finance right now. But if I had, for example, really wanted to do engineering, and that business would have been the reason why I failed engineering, it would have really hurt me. But I ended up, getting back on track. Just to reiterate my first point, it's time management is difficult, and it gets especially difficult when you have classes and business. Your classes are like a full-time job, so you're basically managing a full-time job. Remember, if you like the video, give it a thumbs up, touch the subscribe button, and comment down below what kind of videos you want to see next. So I'm gonna go ahead and jump into my second point. It's that you will have to work on vacation. Now, this point will probably come up a couple times again, and it's just that you're gonna be hella busy. You are always going to be busy, but this is something that I really did not expect as a small business owner. I thought as a small business owner, I'll be able to manage my business, and especially after I hire employees, I'll be able to actually go on vacation and have full financial freedom to be able to do what I want when I want. That's not true. And I have an employee now, but even with my employee now, it's not exactly true that I have that time freedom to do whatever I want whenever I want. In fact, a lot of my friends actually make fun of me because we'll be in the car taking a road trip, going camping, and I'll answer the phone. I'll be like, "Sell fast photo, this is Zeke." Or I'll be at Busch Gardens about to board a roller coaster and I'll answer the phone, because the truth is that there's no escaping that. Now, this is a point I kind of want to touch on later on about how to actually try and escape that, and over time you will escape that if you do a few things correctly. And if you don't escape that, then your business is likely to fail, because the truth is that successful businesses have management teams in place that can run it for you. But when you're in college, it's very difficult to set up these management teams, and that's why it's very difficult to be able to escape that constant need to be able to be connected to your work, to be able to manage things if things need to be managed. And it really means when you're on vacation, when you're taking a day off, when you're at the club, when you're out with friends, you probably are not going to have the ability to just do what you want when you want. You're going to need to still be next to your phone. You're going to need to answer that phone or respond to an email or something like that. And then jumping into number 3, it's kind of related to what I mentioned, but you will miss events. And whether these are school events or personal events, you're going to miss events. The truth is that many businesses require you to be hands-on in certain points of time. And of course, this does depend on what business you're doing, but I have had times where I've told my friends, "Hey, you guys can go have fun. I'm not going to be able to make it today. I need to record videos, or I need to upload content, or I need to even go do a physical shoot." You'll have to miss events here or there. This isn't a huge one. I personally think it's fine to miss a few events. I'm well connected to my close-knit group of friends, and they know that I have this business. They don't take it personally. I'm able to make up for it in the times that I do have, but I have had cases where like all my friends have gone out except for me, even my girlfriend except for me, and it kind of sucks, but it is what it is, right? Number 4, it's very difficult to surround yourself with like-minded people. So what do I mean by that? In general, in college, it's difficult to make friends, I think, right? If you're not outwardly going out, meeting people, talking to people, making friends will be difficult. And out of the friends you make, very often, many of them will not be like-minded. Now, don't get me wrong, I love my friend group, they're amazing, but none of them are business owners. None of them are entrepreneurs. So it's very difficult to actually meet people who are business owners, who are entrepreneurs. And this is something in general in college that's difficult. It's difficult making friends that are like-minded. Now, one method that I think works really well is going to clubs. You probably hear this a lot, but going to clubs is great because you can attend club meetings and you can pick a specific club that works for you, that has people that have similar interests to you. A lot of schools have entrepreneurship clubs or business clubs. Those work really well. For me, at my school, I started attending the Real Estate Society. They have like weekly meetings where they talk about real estate and finance. And that really helped me. I met a lot of people that are great that are also small business owners. But going to clubs is probably one of like the best strategies when it comes to being able to meet like-minded people. Going to just general events help. Meet a lot of people, talk to a lot of people. And in another video, I'm actually going to kind of talk about networking and how to meet different kinds of people. But just talk to as many people as you can. Eventually, you'll find like-minded individuals, even if it's a little difficult in college. Number 5 is financial struggles. This one is kind of interesting to me because I don't believe that it takes a vast amount of money to be able to start a business. I think a lot of businesses can be started just off of $50 and an internet connection. With that being said, if you are in school and you're running a business, chances are you probably don't have much time to work at a separate job. So if you don't have some sort of source of income, and if your business is just starting off and you're not making a lot of money from it, it may be difficult to be able to pay off things or buy your books, buy groceries, pay your tuition, things like that. Me personally, I grew up in Florida. I got really lucky. I got that Bright Future Scholarship, so that pays for my school side of things. But when it comes to my business, when I first was starting off, I actually started off in high school, and I remember there was a lot of things that I needed to pay for to keep my website up, to keep my hosting up, to keep my platforms running, my CRM, all those things. And I remember vividly, like, I would come back from school, I would just go on Uber Eats or DoorDash and just do DoorDash for like 5 or 6 hours after school until it was nighttime some days, just to be able to pay for like my business expenses. And when you start a business, the truth is that you are going to have some sort of expenses, and depending on the scale of your business, you're gonna need to find a way to pay for that. So scholarships in college obviously help a lot. Grants help. There's a lot of companies like Bank of America and Discover that actually do student grants. Like, you can write them a letter about what you're doing and they can get you some like money just like to support your business. But in general, finances is a bit of a struggle. Now, with that being said, this is a bit of a controversial opinion. I think that you are actually at an advantage as a college student. You see, as a college student, even though you have financial obligations, you don't have as much as everybody else in the world, right? Like, if you had a house and a family and 2 kids and a wife to take care of, right? You have a lot less that you can risk. As a college student, you have a lot more that you can risk. Sure, you need to still pay rent and pay your tuition, but other than that, you probably don't already have a lot of money. You can use that money and leverage it in a way that's a little more risky. You're still young. If shit hits the fan, you can always get a job and get that degree, and that degree can pay for whatever screw-ups you did in your past. But you're still young. You're not at the age where you have huge financial obligations like taking care of kids. So I think it's a little bit more, gives you a little bit more leeway to be able to risk the money that you do have. Now, obviously, this isn't financial advice. I'm not saying go out there and put, $50,000 on your credit cards, but I am saying that with the money you do have, you can use it a little bit more before like the obligations really hit you. The 6th thing is entrepreneur or employee. This is a very difficult aspect in business, and this is something that actually carries on past college, which is why I said earlier this video is great even if you're not in college. And that's because this is a struggle that many small businesses face. You see, the truth is that 95% of small businesses fail within the first 5 years. So if your business is not doing very well, chances are it's because you are trying to do too much of it. The main thing you need to do as a small business owner is to be able to learn to delegate. If I can hire someone that can do something 90% as good as I can do it, I'm hiring them just like that, right? No questions asked. Because the truth is that I would rather pay someone to do something while I can focus on actually running my business and expanding my business and making myself a better business owner. So this is a big one. When you're in college, it's very difficult to delegate. You're already busy. You're still young. You don't have that many connections, don't have that much money, don't have that much upfront capital. So you don't really have the ability to hire a manager and a CEO and a treasurer and all these things for your business. Instead, it will take a little more effort on you to be able to find those people and do the tasks that you can do yourself. But it's very important. I mean, if you take one thing out of this video that you keep for you forever, and it's that it's super important to delegate. If you can delegate something, you should delegate something. Finally, number 7, it's kind of a funny one actually, but running a business might make you lose the interest in the major that you're pursuing. And this actually happened to me. I was originally studying to be an electrical engineer, and don't get me wrong, I love engineering. I think engineering is great. I have mad respect for engineers, but I personally realized I don't want to be an engineer. As I ran my business and as I made my first 6 figures, I realized business is something I want to go into, and I feel like I am wasting my time and my life doing an engineering degree that's going to pay me a starting salary that's less than what I'm already making in college. So that's something that you'll kind of look into, and as you run your business, you'll start to lose that passion that you may have originally had in pursuing a major that you originally wanted to. Now, with that being said, I got lucky. I found my love in finance. I'm now studying finance with a concentration in commercial real estate, and I love it. It's great. But if you can't find that motivation to switch your major to something that you love, then it's going to get very difficult to be able to run your business, enjoy doing that, and also enjoy pursuing your major. Very often you'll feel like you're wasting your time studying that major, but I guarantee you're not. Do the damn major, get the damn degree. A lot of people on the internet like saying, quit college, don't get the degree, unless you're making like 300,000 or 400,000 a year. Like, a degree is still valuable. Just get it. If you already paid for a year or two in college, you're already deep into college, just go ahead, pay a little bit more, finish that degree, walk out with a degree, and then you can pursue your business as much as you want. Okay, everybody, I really hope this video helped. I just wanted to kind of briefly talk about the ugly truth about running a business in college. If you relate to this, or if you have any questions, drop them down below. Of course, video ideas are also appreciated. I'd love to know more about what you guys do, and thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Bye.